And this is a Fox News alert. The federal government has caved to public pressure in the battle against Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy over cattle grazing rights. Now, in just a moment, Cliven, his two sons, will join us for their first exclusive interview since the siege ended. But first, the government surrendered this weekend after tensions escalated in the week-long standoff between Bundy, family supporters, and, of course, federal agents. Now, the Bureau of Land Management released the 400 cattle that it seized from Bundy and removed its heavily armed agents from the ranch. Now, our producers were on the scene all weekend long as these very tense and sometimes confusing events were unfolding. Now, let's take you through this weekend with this exclusive Hannity video.
We will not give up our land! We don't America! The government needs to give us a home!
The government is taking our freedom, and we have to stand up and fight for it. And I think that's what these good people are doing here.
My family and the community has run these hills and enjoyed these hills for generations. Never once in the history of this nation have those mountains ever been restricted from us. And yet this week, they were.
Good morning. Clive, my purpose out here this morning is to continue, from my standpoint, to keep a very emotional issue safe. The BLM is going to cease this operation. And they will be removing their assets here in Clark County.
Sounds to me like a little negotiation going on. We're not ready to negotiate, are we? No! This is what we the people are asking this morning. Disarm the Park Service. Take your county bulldozers and loaders and tear down entrance places. Why they ticket us. Till that time, we're going to stand and be ready to fight.
We were actually strategizing to put all the women up at the front. If they're going to start shooting, it's going to be women that are going to be televised all across the world getting shot by these rogue federal officers.
I just wanted to come down here and at least let you know, hey, we're working on it.
As soon as the sheriff was here, things got calm and I felt a lot better. They are, by the demands of the people, they will have the cattle to what's it?
They have agreed to pull out. They're going to start loading their equipment immediately. There's been no shot fired. There's not going to be any shot fired.
I'm so emotional. I don't know if I can even talk at this point. We're so happy. I mean, this is what we wanted. It was one man standing, but now he has thousands on his side.
I am so happy. I get to open the gates. I get to open the gates and let our babies out, our calves. They get to go back home. They get to go home to the river. They get to go clear to the ranch down the road. We're so excited.
And the moms will be looking for
their babies. And oh, it's the most wonderful day in all the world.
And tonight, Senator Harry Reid has responded, saying that, in fact, it is not over. Back with us tonight, Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy. We're also joined by his two sons, Amon and Ryan. Guys, welcome back. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Cliven, let me, first of all, on Friday, I was very, very concerned that this would end ugly. We heard the sheriff saying that the BLM, Bureau of Land Management, has ceased operations. You've gotten your cows back, is that correct?
You know, I listened to that 4 minutes, and my hands are sweating, and my tears are close to my eyes right now, Sean. But, yeah, my cows are back. Yes, my cows are back.
Well, let me ask you, because Harry Reid just spoke earlier tonight, and he said that, well, it's not over. He said, quote, we can't have an American people that violate the law and then just walk away from it, so it's not over. What is your response to Harry Reid?
I don't have a response for Harry Reid, but I have a response for every sheriff across the United States. Every county sheriff across the United States disarm the federal bureaucrats. Take the federal United States bureaucrats' guns away. That's my message today.
You said that to the sheriff, Cliven. You said to disarm the Park Service, meaning the Bureau of Land Management. I mean, there were, what, 200 people surrounding your ranch, and there were snipers, and I mean, it was really a precarious situation there all weekend up until this got resolved, right?
Yes, and if the county sheriff had taken away the weapons from the BLM, those patriots would not have to march before these guns. And that's a terrible thing, to put American people in that situation. But they did, and we didn't have a county sheriff, we didn't have a state government, and we the people marched, and the BLM backed down. Now they backed down. Let me tell you how they backed down. They backed down, they got on the freeway and went to Mesquite and grabbed their stuff and moved out of the state. Now, towards the state of Utah. Utah County sheriffs finished this job that Gillespie didn't do. Take the guns away from these federal bureaucrats.
Is your contention that this is state land and that they have no authority or business being there?
They have no authority.
All right, let me ask you about what happened to the county commissioner. You had a county commissioner in Clark County that literally called after a commissioner in Utah said that ranchers were going to go out there in support and solidarity of you. He called them inbreds, and that they better hope he hopes they have made their funeral plans. Whatever happened to him?
Well, you know, we had a mandate for the county commissioners. We said, tear down those toll stations in these parks. We've already paid for these parks. Don't be charging us again. And we give the county commissioners the charge to tear them down with your bulldozers.
Yeah. Amon, let me ask you.
I don't know that...
Go ahead, sir. Finish your point.
Well, I haven't heard from the county commissioners, and the media hasn't reported back to me, so I don't know whether they got tore down or not.
Yeah. Amon, you were one of the people that actually got hurt in all of this, in this confrontation, and we saw the dogs, and we saw the tasers being fired, and we saw women on the ground. You got hit with a taser, what, 3 times, Amon?
Yes, 3 times.
Yeah. How many other people were hurt in this?
Well, there was a few other casualties, but Sean, I'd do it again, and after it was all over, I couldn't have felt better.
What is your response to Harry Reid saying tonight that this is not over? It seems to me like he's making a threat that they're going to come for your dad.
Well, if he doesn't have enough moral fiber in his bones at all to see what happened, that we the people got together and made something right, then I don't think there's any hope for him, and he needs to be kicked out of office, even if he is the Senate Majority Leader. It doesn't matter. What is your position, Ryan?
Well, I think that's pretty easy. I think we the people have spoken, haven't we? What is one man's word? Doesn't matter what position he has. The people have spoken and said this is no longer going to take place. So we don't fear Harry Reid. The people are here to say we will have our freedom. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen.
You see, I think the
genie's out of the bottle. It's going to happen.
There's no doubt about it. From my perspective, as somebody that follows politics very, very closely, I think that I think the politicians were watching this, Democrats in particular, and that they knew if something bad happened here, and they were the ones ratcheting this up. I mean, we have rapists and murderers and bank robbers and pedophiles out there, and they've got 200 agents, you know, surrounding your ranch because your cows are eating grass and on land that they don't even want or need, and that you're arguing isn't even theirs. So they realized, I think, at some point politically that this was going to backfire on them. So I think this was done for political reasons. Cliven, do you see that?
Well, it's definitely done for political reasons. They wanted to show the American people and the world that they had unlimited power, and they, you know, they had taken over state sovereignty, our Nevada laws, our public lands.
All right.
You know, listen, do you think they really have taken it over? I don't think so. They might have took over our Clark County Sheriff, but they never took over we the people, the sovereign people of this nation. We're standing. And we're gonna stand until we take the guns away from those bureaucracies, and then we'll start making America great one more time.
Did you lose many cows? I understand that some of your cows died.
I don't know how many, but some did die. We got about 27 calves that are without mothers. And they're little baby calves, and we've been, as a ranchers, we've been trying to nurse those calves along for about 3 days now, hoping to get keep them alive, and hoping we can pair them back up with their mother.
All right, when we come back, guys, we're going to have more with the Bundy family right after the break, and we're going to explain what's going to happen next. And we're going to go back to the beginning of this controversy. It all began with, supposedly, we're told, the desert tortoise. Is that really the reason that the government got this involved in this? We'll have that, plus why are liberals